1 Corinthians 5, 9 through 13. I wrote to you in my letter not to associate with sexually immoral people, not at all meaning the people of this world who are immoral, or the greedy and swindlers, or idolaters. In that case, you would have to leave this world. But now I am writing to you that you must not associate with anyone who claims to be a brother or sister, but is sexually immoral or greedy, an idolater or slanderer, a drunkard or swindler. Do not even eat with such people. What business is it of mine to judge those outside the church? Are you not to judge those inside? God will judge those outside. Expel the wicked person from among you. Hello, Poke Nerds! Welcome to the featured trainer section of the video where we go through a game every week, play by play. Dawn of the Dan, aka Dan S, is on with me, and he faced Garrett, aka Resident Addict. Say what's up, Stern.
Hey everyone, how's it going?
Welcome in. Been meaning to get you on, but you have been pretty busy and occupied losing. So,
I was just about to say, yeah, I've not had the strongest season of my career, but hanging in there, still having fun.
yeah, and we'll see why you're hanging in there as we go through this game because you faced number 1 overall and undefeated Garrett, who was the guy to beat. So, this was an uphill battle. It seemed like an uphill battle for you. So,
Yeah, Garrett and I have quite the rivalry going. Historically, I kind of have my rivals that tend to beat me, at least in regular season. Parker and Robbie. Garrett seems to handle them pretty easily, but at least in the past, I've been able to overthrow Garrett. So we kind of get that Pokemon trio, that grass, fire, water triad going in some of our rivalries. And so this was a big match for me to prove it and continue that trend.
yeah. Yeah, all right. Well, let's jump into it then. So what Pokemon did you have to really prep around on Garrett's squad? What caused issues on your squad, and what did you use to counter that? Basically, just walk us through your prep.
Yeah, so to start things off, there's probably a surprise for most of the league watching this. Where are Blissey and Corviknight? Funny thing, on our waiver deadline, Garrett wanted to make a transaction, but he was out of all of his uses waivers. All his pickups for the year were exhausted. I had one waiver claim left, and he offered me. Well, he said, like, is there anything I could do to get that waiver transaction for you? And I kind of ingested, okay, if you don't bring Blissey or Corviknight to our Week 7 matchup, then you can just have my extra waiver. And he
And
accepted that. So he is playing without his physical wall and his special wall. It wasn't. I don't think it changed it dramatically. I think mainly the Blissey impacted. He could have been able to stall longer with Blissey. Corviknight's not really a problem for me because I've got the Kilowattrel and the Arcanine Hisuian. So Corviknight I can really put the pressure on, but Blissey is a really solid special wall. I don't really have any good fighting types. I have some fighting coverage. So Blissey could have been something I would need to change my moves up. But knowing that he couldn't bring that, I was mainly afraid of the Garchomp. That's the KO leader and MVP of the league so far this season. It is faster than my Dragonite. Ground Dragon's really good coverage. It is a double resist to Arcanine, Stabs, Fire, and Rock. So I mainly wanted to have a couple different plans to deal with Garchomp, and I thought I could probably hang with this team if I could play around or get Garchomp out of the way.
yeah, yeah, and going back to the Blissey Corviknight thing, outside of them obviously just being annoying and what you had already stated, was there any other reason, like why not tell him, yeah, but you just can't bring Garchomp, right?
Well, I just kind of wanted him to play. without the walls because he's been stalling somewhat this year as much as he kind of hypocritical saying he hates stall. It's toxic, it's cancerous, but then he drops some big walls on his team. So I just wanted to see him down to like I know Avila can still recover. I guess he ended up bringing the Marini for the generator,
Right.
but I think that was just the fun thing is like play without the walls, play like a faster paced kind of game,
Yeah.
and yeah, I wasn't trying to say bring your lowest tiers only or anything like super crazy.
Right. Right.
Just keep it an interesting transaction, and he accepted it. So, and he ended up getting Volcanion with that waiver he used. So he did uh, put it to work.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. And was this the first week he brought Volcanion?
Um,
I can't remember if he brought it last. Well, week
he
before.
brought it versus Parker, and it got a KO.
Okay. Yes, but yeah, your statements about Garchomp earlier, it I feel like going into these matches, it is even if you lose, it's satisfying to hold the MVP leader to either 0 kills and a death or nothing, right? Like just very minimal. So
Yeah, it's I kind of have the same thing where it's like this was I don't think it wasn't the KO leader last year, but I remember when Parker had a Pokemon like um the why am I blanking when I'm on the microphone? Parker had the ostrich that's super fast with speed boost, a spot
oh yeah,
throw. And
spot
it's
throw.
like,
Yeah.
okay, let me have multiple game plans for this like super offensive prowess kind of Pokemon and make him beat me another way. And if I lose another way just by getting out positioned, chip down throughout the game, okay, but let me not get swept by a spot throw or by Garchomp or
Right, exactly.
their big wrecking ball.
Yeah. Then you can say GG at the end and actually mean it.
Exactly. Yeah, let me not lose to um, whoever dance Volcarona on the spot,
hey,
which
hey. Oh man. Well, yeah, if you tuned into last week's video of my game against Robbie, that definitely did not happen. So, um, okay, so getting into your game, uh, who were you planning on leading? Was there like a best all around lead that wasn't changing no matter what, or did the Pokemon he brought? Obviously, you kind of had it narrowed down. Did you know exactly how many Pokemon are on Garrett's team? Did you know exactly this team that he was bringing?
I expected this mostly to be the team, but I thought he would bring the Alolan Executor probably over the Marini. But I knew like he was pretty without Blissey Corviknight, he pretty much had to bring Volcanion, Garchomp, the Alolan Persian, and the Hisuian Avalugg he's been putting in work with. The other two, I wasn't fully sure, but I didn't think it would make too big a difference. But I did think Executor would be there.
Okay, yeah. And did that? Who's your lead going into this game? And did him just making that switch, change anything in your strategy, at least at the start?
It didn't really influence my lead. I didn't have like the strongest idea. I figure he was probably gonna go with the Alolan Persian because he likes to scout and parting shot or Thunderwave or just kind of disrupt to start off the game. So I went in, as you'll see here, I went in with my Araquanid, and it's not great what happens here. In fact, it's pretty bad because he sped crept the EVs to outspeed Araquanid, and I thought he was composite. I thought he was probably going to go for a stealth rock, and I could get off like a strong liquidation, hopefully live something, get a sticky web, and I just totally forget the fact that this Hisuian Avalok is 127 base attack and probably has rock coverage for its rock stab that I'm weak to. Most of my team is actually weak to rock that I end up bringing. So yeah, it started off bad, just off the rip. Losing a Pokemon turn one, I didn't even get to chip or get up a hazard or anything.
Yeah,
So never great.
you forced a Terra. That was about the only positive, if that's a positive.
I mean, yeah, it revealed his terror. I really didn't even force anything.
Right.
Um, but yeah, this so then I move into Pawnyard. I am not sure if he's going to stay in or not. He's got a very high defense, so even though I've got the dark type Pokemon that he probably expects me to go Terra Dark, um, I'm not sure what he's going to do. He could Stealth Rock, he could attack, he could switch out, and that's kind of as much an advantage as there is with a Pokemon like Pawniard, where you have his like little Bisharp, basically little King Gambit, Prince Gambit, I like to call him.
Yeah.
I could on this move set. Let me see what I had. I had Pursuit, so if I predicted the switch, I could have used Pursuit with for big damage. I could have Sucker Punched or knocked off. So I have like a lot of good dark moves. For that prediction game, like it really goes both ways. It doesn't mean I have the advantage just because I have the move. I need to really feel it out, and I just did not have a good read on this because I thought he would probably um, want to attack or something. So I think I was begin to play. I think I go for a sucker and just miss the switch. So that was a missed opportunity for me to hit for big damage with the pursuit.
And
Um,
I mean, why not click knockoff there? In my mind, it's like knockoff. I guarantee a hit, doing super effective damage if he stays in, and then
I
obviously
knew that he was. Yeah, that's probably was a better move, but I knew that he was fast. So that's why I was thinking sucker punch.
mm. And did he
Hmm.
have it? Do you have a super effective attack on this guy, Pawniard?
Um, so did he have fighting bug or fairy? I don't know. I'm not. I forget what he had. I don't know if that got
Yeah,
revealed later.
that's fine. Okay,
Um,
so now he's got
so
his
now
Persian
we're
out.
gonna knock. Yeah, now we just knock each other off, and that was a crit that barely did nothing.
Right.
So I just wanted to switch out of here
Did you
because I realized that I am not really going to be able to touch this thing because it's got pretty good defense.
right? Yeah, after doing
Surprisingly bulky with its, I think it's the fur coat ability it gets.
so were you just maybe hoping for like a switcheroo here, or did you think he might click Thunderwave, and which is why you go to Kilowattrel?
I didn't predict the Thunderwave. I was predicting a parting shot, as we probably are not going to damage each other all that much. I was expecting him to just party shot and get out. Both, I mean, parting shot could have been nice for Ponyard to stay, because he has Defiant, but Kilowattrel also has competitive. So like when they get their stat reduced, they get their best offensive stat increased 2 stages.
Right.
So I didn't know it was Thunderwave. I was thinking maybe a parting shot, but I wanted to get into a spot where I could kind of get some momentum and positioning. So I'm pretty sure I go with the U-turn here, if I recall.
Oh yeah.
And an interesting reveal, you can pause it. An interesting reveal is that the Alolan Persian is faster. And that's because I went modest and he must have gone like close to max speed. Normally, Kilowattrel would outspeed. I didn't
Oh wow.
expect him to run max speed because usually, like, I think like the pressure is for the faster trainer to put in the full investment in theirs, but there's almost no reason to like fully invest when you're slower, just hoping that they don't. Because like if they want to, like if I wanted to be faster, I could have been, but I just kind of put more into the special attack stat, and I figured he probably wouldn't go full speed. He ended up going full speed. In that case, it's nice that he endeavored before I did the damage.
Right. Right.
And
Yeah, I didn't even think of
at this
that.
point, at this point, um, yeah, I go with outrage because I feel a little behind. I feel like he might switch into a Garchomp, expecting the fire or the rock move, which Garchomp resists both of those.
Mm-hmm.
And I really thought outrage would have done more damage to this thing. Um, I may have been able to finish it off with a head smash, but the outrage did less than I thought it would. It was even from the what 2/3 health it was at. It wasn't even finishing off in 2 hits.
Right.
So this,
So what was the item on your RK9?
it was choice scarf. So that's what it did go
It was
faster than the Persian,
right.
and outrage was kind of revealed early because I might have been able to use that with
Yeah.
Garchomp did switch in, but with Choice Scarf, I kind of had to commit and block ahead of time.
Hmm.
So I kind of made a prediction that didn't pan out. And then
Yeah,
I
this is
get
like
paralyzed. And that's basically, I get paralyzed and my Choice Scarf knocked off. So now I'm super slow. I'm confused. I think this thing could still deal out some damage later. So I want to preserve it.
so this
And
is worst case scenario for you right now.
yeah, this did not pan out at all because I didn't even finish off this crippled Pokemon and I lost all the speed advantage from Arcanine. Now I'm paralyzed, so
Right.
I just want to kind of pivot and get some big damage.
Dang. Just working you with this
So
day.
just
Oh,
yeah, I just and this time I did predict. You can pause it when that I did predict the I made some bad predictions with Sucker Punch when he Thunder Waves me instead. Um, I did predict the switch out and I clicked Pursuit, but as you saw, the full para
mm-hmm.
happened, so that was unfortunate. At this point, I figure he's going to want to finish me off, so I go with the Sucker Punch. Thankfully, I do get to
Right.
chip this thing. Didn't do as much as I would have wanted, a little less than half, but I mean that is a good solid chip on the Avalugg.
Right.
So then with Slowking, my plan was to um, just be able to pivot and get something in quickly or safely. So I go with the chili reception, and I didn't do teleport because I have a plan for the snow. The snow doesn't help him at all, but it helps me, and you'll see when. Right here, we've got Kilowattrel and Marini. You can pause it. Um, I don't expect him to stay in. He's a water type. He's going to get lit up by a Thunderbolt or a Volt Switch or something like that. So I'm surprised he stays in. I use this opportunity to click Tailwind because I know that the Persian is faster than Kilowattrel, which is now my fastest Pokemon
Mm-hmm.
on the field. I don't know what Garchomp or Volcanion is. They could be Choice Scarf or something like that. So I go with um, the Tailwind. This could also help out Arcanine if I position him back in. Tailwind might help him offset the paralysis speed drop. So I just am kind of waiting. If I knew he was going to stay, I just would have Thunderbolted.
Right.
But he ended up, to my surprise, staying. He throws out a Toxic Spike. Um, and then I figure from this point, okay, if he's going to stay, then I am just going to start attacking. Worst case, I lure in the Garchomp with like a Thunderbolt, but as you'll see, that would actually be part of my plan because I'm packing Weather Ball, and that's the strategy with Chili Reception to raise the snow. But he stays in again, and this time I do attack, and I'm a little surprised I just straight one shot.
Yeah.
And this is when Kilowattrel just starts popping off in this game. Now because of Tailwind, I'm faster.
Yep.
He doesn't have Sucker Punch, I guess. And then this is where I catch him with the pants down with the Weather Ball. So it becomes an ice type move in the snow. Normally, Kilowattrel would be totally walled by a Garchomp. It's immune to electric. I think it resists or is at least neutral to flying moves. So I can't really, without Weather Ball, like I really cannot do meaningful damage. But it's just the perfect combination. That Slow King. So I'm really glad I picked him up.
And it
Um,
he put him in the last turn of
mhm.
snow. That just
So
played
that
out
was big. Like that
perfectly
just
for you.
turned the game. Like I'd lost two Pokemon, and then all of a sudden I take out three of his.
Yeah. Gosh.
Uh,
Yeah, that was.
now
I remember watching that. That was epic. It was an epic turn of
this is
events.
the turning point. So now I don't know what he's gonna do, but I really want to save Kilowattrel for Volcanion because he's water weak to electric, and that's probably my best way of dealing with Volcanion, given that my Arcanine is now paralyzed. So I'm just gonna U-turn out of here. And I went for U-turn this game instead of Volt Switch just because he does have a ground type. So if I had lured in Garchomp when it's not snowing, then I want to U-turn out as opposed to Volt Switch and getting stuck.
Right, right.
So I just U-turn.
Smart.
It should be super effective, but it doesn't do that much. So this thing looks bulky, this Beheeyem. And he just starts cosmic powering. So I don't really think it's going to be too powerful offensively. I have a stat boosting move for Dragonite, so I go for that. And then I just want to start chipping and attacking. I don't expect Dragonite to be my win con, so I just want to dish out some damage.
What is
Is really
Dragon Rush? If you don't mind me
Dragon
asking.
Rush. It's not commonly used. It's 75% accurate, but it's 100 base power. So it's right in between Dragon Claw and Outrage, but it doesn't lock you in like Outrage does, and it offers a pretty good strength.
Yeah.
Um,
And with
this
the honed
team, other
claws.
than other than the Garchomp and Persian, his team is not that fast, so I'm not as concerned about doing a traditional Dragon Dance for attack and speed. I wanted the power of the Dragon Rush, and I had Iron Tail as my coverage move. It's a steel move,
Yeah,
and that's also 75% accurate, 100 base power. So I went with some stronger moves that are less accurate. That's why I did the Hone Claws.
that's smart.
And
Did you find that set somewhere? Or you throw that together yourself?
no, I just tried it out, and I'll tell you what, like I didn't even really run extensive calcs, but I just like kind of went with the gut on this one, and that 25% additional base power, I think makes a big difference. I didn't want to start stat boosting up too much because he could get pretty bulky with these cosmic powers. I just wanted to really lay in some good damage and then hopefully leave it in a place where Kilowattrel
There you
most likely would clean things up, or maybe Arcanine can do something
go.
if
Right.
I need to.
So at this point, he's got two Mons. You have four. What? I mean, he's got some super effective attacks against Dragonite, but I mean, are you thinking that this is in the bag?
Um, I never think it's in the bag too much. Like if anything, I play a little safer with my end game. Like I never BM. I don't try to switch around and give the KO to like choose who gets the kill. It's like, I take it seriously. Like I play to give myself like the highest percent to close out the game with the win. So in my mind, I don't want to, I feel good about he's down to 59%. I know this thing has recovered. So I don't want to let him just get back up to full. I kind of want to keep the pressure on offensively. I know at the same time, I know he's very capable of taking me down with that rock blast because three of my remaining Pokemon are weak to rock, and if he's got Ghost, then that's strong against Slowking. So this thing is quite the powerhouse. I just want to keep the game in an offensive mode. I don't expect Dragonite to finish this out, but he can just lay in some more hurt before my next safe switch in should be able to maybe finish it. Is my thought.
Oh yeah, that's,
And
yeah,
that's decent damage, but as you can see, he can stall through, and he decides just to kind of go with the offensive.
right.
But he's down to 24, which is a great position. It's very weak on the special defensive side, and thankfully, with this modest nature,
Boom.
boom, just one shot, the Volcanion. So Kilowattrel absolutely pops off with 5 KOs. Big assist to Slowking with that chilly reception. And this was just like a comeback kind of win for me the season I've had, and just a great grudge match for me and Garrett.
Yeah, wow, and you did it in 24 turns. So,
Yeah, that's like kind of how my team goes. It doesn't really have much in the way of stall. I mean, even though you see the Slowking, like I'm pretty offensively built, and I kind of play like the 20 to 35 turn kind of games this season,
yeah, yeah.
whether it's win or lose.
I like that form. I think any fan of Pokemon is gonna like that. So Garrett's not a true fan. Yeah, man, you went from turn 14 down 6 to 4 or 4 to 6, and then came back and turned it around pretty quick. So in 10 turns, won the game. That's pretty wild. Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a huge win for you. Big divisional matchup. Uh, and that was your week 7 match. So how's who you playing week 8?
I played Robbie, and he's also had kind of a similar season to me, but I think he's found his footing the last couple weeks. He definitely improved his team by picking up the Salamence and Clefable. He's got some big names now, and he is kind of my kryptonite in this league. Ever since I beat him in the season 3 semifinals, and since then he's just had my number. So gonna put in some solid prep in the next week, and should be hopefully an exciting one for everybody to tune into. We're looking for some decent seeding. I think Garrett still has a chance at the 1 seed with the strength of schedule factor in there.
Yeah,
And you play Garrett, right?
I play him week 8. That's yep.
Right.
But yeah, so what's your win total at now after this match?
I am 3-4. And that includes Josiah did forfeit the week 6. Um, Unfortunately, didn't get to play that one. But 3-4, and a +4 differential because some of my losses were pretty close,
Yeah, yeah.
like 5-6 games.
Yeah, well that's pretty impressive. 3-4, got a +4 differential. I mean the forfeit was 6-0, so that was a big
Yeah, that
boost, but
helps things
I
for
mean, let's
sure.
let's be honest, it might have been a 6-0 regardless. So
I'm never that confident, but it's like I didn't plan to lose that one, I'll tell you. So
yeah.
I look forward to playing you again, though. But this is kind of the year of there's been a lot of big upsets. I do think it's good for the competitiveness. I think it's good for seeing some of the um, guys outside the top 4 traditional standings last couple of years get some big wins and show their improvement and knowledge of the game and just have some more parity. And it's kind of like a little more like NFL, like anyone can beat anyone
Right.
um, any given week. So I think it keeps it really exciting and keeps us on our toes, and it makes for more exciting um, histories between like coach versus coach.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. And I was talking to Caleb, and who's having a great season, by the way, for Caleb.
Oh yeah,
But
it's Caleb season for sure.
yeah, and it's kind of been fun doing these interviews. I mean, I enjoy because I don't know everything, so I gain knowledge from guys like you or Garrett. But it's fun interviewing uh, the lower half of the league because I mean they're not far behind. When they talk about their strategy and prep, it's like, oh wow, like you're putting a lot of thought into this. And like Kyle, when I had Kyle on, Kyle he said I think he said I need to go watch that interview again, but I'm pretty sure he said he tries to put in around 30 minutes a night before he goes to bed. It's like doing his nightly reading. But I'm like, Kyle, in a few years, I mean, who knows where this league will be?
Yeah, and I think he's always like drafted good teams, and like I have had some very very close matches with him the last few years, and he finally beat me in the consolation bracket final last season, and then he beat me in regular season this year. So I definitely say everyone's got to take Kyle, especially as like a top threat, and I think a lot of the guys that have kind of been in the rank 5 to 10 um, have been showing a lot of growth, and I think that's great for everyone. Just that we can be a
Yeah.
little more even level and have some good competitive matches.
Right. Yeah, I might have to lower the in future seasons. We might have to adjust the PBCS formula and the PAB formula. Who knows? So,
Yeah, that's the thing because they're some of them may have like an extra 2 or 4 points out of like over the 100 for budgeting, and yeah, so
right, right. And if everyone's actually playing more evenly, then the strength of schedule factor should be less, really.
Yeah,
You know,
potentially. That's what I think. It's gonna be curious how this shakes out and kind of how we feel about it qualitatively. I think that probably there is going to be the exceptions for like we didn't quite know where to put. We had so many new players this season.
right?
No one new got ranked above 11, but I think that there's a couple that have shown that they could be top 10. One of them probably even top five, most likely. But
I agree with that.
it is like a social league, and that's why we have some of these handicaps or modifiers, if you will, to try to balance things out. This isn't just an online based league. This is a group of friends in a local community or family friends and mutual friends to actually do some live events and finding how to keep it fun and interactive while also focusing on the competitive aspect of it, and having that balance has been uh, part of the fun thing about being part of. I kind of view myself as like a secretary for the league, doing some of the
Yeah,
data sheets and stuff. And
you're more than a secretary. You are the cruncher, the worker. Oh man, but yeah, well, we're at about 30-minute mark, Stern. So I'm gonna try to wrap this up. But yeah, thanks for the insights. Good talk, and good luck on your game against Robbie in week 8.
thank you. Best of luck for Garrett.
Yeah, thanks, man. All right, and thanks for tuning in, everyone else. Enjoy the rest of the video. Peace. Hey, Pokey Nerds. Just here to let you know that we unfortunately had another forfeit, and it was Josiah again, longtime guy in the league, been in the league since season 1. So this is really disappointing, Josiah. I'm very disappointed. Sad day. Without fail, my child is crying while I record the forfeiting section as well. So that's been a thing running this year as well. Just to let you guys know, if you have 2 forfeits in one season, it disqualifies you from postseason playoffs. So you have an opportunity to play in the consolation if you would like to show up, Josiah. But even if your rating, PBCS rating, says you're ranked 14 or higher, you will not be in a playoff spot. So this clears the way for someone in the bottom division to fight for a spot. So best of luck, everybody. Hey, Poke Nerds, going over some big time implications for this last week. We're going to highlight these divisional matchups that'll have divisional titles at stake here for the most part. Taylor Ball is number one overall. Him and Garrett have been fighting all year for that. Win or loss, he'll probably get the 1 or 2 seed. He has secured and clinched the divisional title. Garrett, he's 6-1 right now. If he wins, he secures the number 2 seed. If Taylor Ball loses, then he will jump Taylor Ball, most likely, and take that 1 seed. But doubt that will happen. If Garrett loses and Robbie defeats Dan S., then Robbie will take the divisional title and secure at least the 3 seed. Caleb and Ridge, they are ranked 3 and 4 currently right now. They face each other. They are in the same division. Winner takes divisional title. I don't know how far either one can fall if they lose, but basically, winner qualifies the quarterfinal. That's a big match and will be a fun match to watch. Looking forward to that one. The last divisional game to watch is Dan F versus Taylor Chesterman. If Dan F wins, he's in. If he loses, there is an opportunity for Alex to snatch the divisional title if he wins, and that'll bring Alex as 3 and 1 in the division, and Dan F will be 2 and 2 in the division. Keep in mind, number 14 Josiah, he cannot qualify for playoffs, so the highest he can be ranked is number 15. So even if he wins and moves up in the rankings, he will be number 15 because that's the highest he can be ranked, meaning Alex would take the spot currently. So there's some big divisional games this week. There's a lot of movement in the middle of the the ranking that could still happen. So every game is going to matter. And best of luck to everybody in the last week. And I will see you in playoffs, everyone. Peace.